Is this working? Yes. Okay.
Well, hey, good morning, everybody. This looks so different than it did last night. Right? I don't know who was here last over the weekend. Yeah. This place was filled with tables and arts and crafts, and it looked like a Christmas, little Christmas city village. Anyway, super good to have everybody here this morning, be able to sing together. Come together. Come together, heart and soul, as we love together. Young and old, we will sing together, together in one song. Come together, come together. Different worlds and hearts drawn together. In our own way, we can pray together. Together we are strong. I see God in you. I see God in you. You see God in me. I see God in me. One path, one vision, one family. Come together, dreams in hands, we will join together, build a place we can grow together. Together we are home. I see God in you. I see God in you. I see God in you. You see God in me. God in me. One path, one vision, one family. Who can come together? Dreams and hands, we were joined together to build a place we can grow together. Together we are home. Together we are home. Together we are home.
Oh, thank you. Thank you to our Unity Singers. Welcome to all of you who are here in this space and all of you who are watching at home and are part of our virtual family. Part of the opportunity right now, and I think all of us know it in our hearts, is to come together, to find a way to recognize we are all divine creations of spirit. We all belong on this planet. We all have great value and great worth. And as we breathe that in, and regardless of what is happening around us, anchor ourselves in that knowing. I believe we become part of that anchoring of a mindset in the birth of a larger understanding for humanity. Welcome, I'm Reverend Lisa Davis. I often say I'm part of the crew because it takes all of us to create a community and a consciousness and an ability to gather in a safe space. And I believe that has been, for the last 99 years, some of the most important work that Unity Spiritual Center of Portland has done. And I believe it continues to be in this next time frame as we come together and recognize the truth of who we are and say, how can I learn and grow and expand right where I am? And so once again, I do it just about every Sunday. Well, actually, we're gonna begin in prayer. No, we're not. We're gonna stop. Last week, I was so involved in what was happening, I did not actually honor Veterans Day. And so I just want to take a moment and honor Veterans Day. And I just wonder, do we have anyone in here who has served, who has been a part of this sacred journey? Will you stand for a moment? We have some who have. And we just want to thank you. We want to thank you right where you are for your service and for where you have been and the journey you've taken, because that is such a sacred place. And I also wanted to say that this week is Trans Awareness Week. And the ability to open to larger ideas includes becoming aware of what this sacred journey is and how humanity is opening to ideas of who am I? Because we've gotten into some ideas of it has to look like this or this or this. And so I just want to honor everyone who has taken that sacred journey, and it is a sacred journey. Just honor all of you right where you are to know that here at Unity Spiritual Center of Portland, you aren't just welcomed, but my desire and my belief is that you are celebrated. You are celebrated because humanity is a creation of that infinite presence and power. Now we're going to pray. And if you've been outside of your heart or you've been in fear or worry, we're walking through this journey together. And I believe there are larger answers and larger ideas, but I know that love is what anchors us. It is the underlying energy of the universe, and it is our ground of being. And so I just invite you, if you have been outside of opening your heart in love, and right now if you say, well, I don't know if I can, I'm just going to invite you to move into that heart space. Put your hand on your heart if you want. They say that putting our hands on our hearts is just like hugging ourselves and getting the energy of love. And we just begin this service in prayer. Infinite Spirit, we open. We open to a deeper understanding of the love that we are, a deeper understanding of this movement of spirit, and the presence and power that guides each of us, that fills each of us, and that reminds us we are whole creations of the infinite, walking a journey with other whole creations of the infinite, of life, of love, of presence and power. We commit to taking that journey just as it is this day. We show up and we say, here I am, infinite presence, move through me. And we allow that love that we are to encircle our families, to encircle our friends, those that we understand and know, and then to move out from there around this country. We don't need to understand. We don't need to label. We simply need to know we are travelers on a sacred journey of rising up. For this opportunity to gather, to hold a space, and to say yes to that movement of spirit in, through, and as us. We are blessed and we are grateful. And so it is. Amen. All right.
Good morning. As always, the first thing I'd like to do is introduce our prayer chaplains for the day. Today, your prayer chaplains are Colleen and Annette. They will be available following this service to pray for any of you who is feeling the need for some comfort. And so take advantage of the peace that comes with affirmative prayer. You can also submit a prayer request. Those are in the backs of your chairs and on the lobby table. We have a prayer box right here. They'll be collecting those after the service and holding those for 30 days before sending them off to Silent Unity. We also have Dial a Prayer, which is an inspirational message that you can call and listen to each day. It's changed daily. And we have some magnets with that phone number on them on the lobby table, so you have easy access to that. And Sunday morning guided meditations are at 10:30 in the chapel. You need a little quiet and centering way to start your Sunday. You can join them in the chapel on Sunday mornings. So, as Michael said, the holiday marketplace, if you know, you know. If you were here, it was pretty amazing. And we cannot thank our team and volunteers who helped us pull off this extraordinary event. Too many names to name, over 20 people who touched something or did something for us. But if it showed us anything, it's that all of you are necessary. Yes. So I'm going to extend the invitation. We have a lot of busy holiday things coming up. If you feel like you want to get more involved in this community, please come and talk to me or Mary or Reverend Lisa. We'd be happy to find a place for you to plug in. So I do want to say this was a unique fundraising event in that it taps the outside community, not the inside community. So we were supported with approximately $3,700 from this weekend. So, again, thank you from the bottoms of our heart. And to the people who stayed late and set the chairs, oh my gosh, yeah, that was a biggie. So, we want to invite you to the membership orientation after the service today with Reverend Lisa. This is a mandatory workshop for anyone who wants to join our spiritual family through membership. We would be delighted for you to partner with us in this way. If you have not filled out a membership application, it's not too late. You can do that. You can do that in the workshop today. Being part of an active community is so important right now. So we would love for you to join us for that. Also today following the service is leaf raking. I know some of you did come prepared to do that, and it looks like, which often happens, we have a little window where it's not going to be raining so hard after the service. So you're invited to come and join Elaine Darnell and the rest of the team out here by the sheds following the service. They would love your help. And if you cannot stay and do that today, we have the second opportunity for city pickup in 3 weeks, so I'll be letting you know about that. Great. Okay, so I can't believe this is here either, but holiday decorating is next Sunday. Yep, it's here, Sunday, November the 24th. So anyone can participate. There's a sign-up sheet out on the table that Mary has put out there for us. As I've said for a couple of weeks, height and agility, much needed. So if you fit either one of these categories, please see us, and we would love to put you on a ladder next week. So thanks for that. And we're going to dig deep. We're going to bring the comfort in this season of light, So you can come and help us create that. We invite you to do that. So speaking of decorating, we know you're going to be doing that at home too. The teens are having their holiday wreath sale and garland sale. Today is the last day to order for that. Pickup, I believe, is Sunday, December the 1st. And they're going to talk about this later, but as you will see, kind of left over from the marketplace, they have a lot of goodies for the holidays that they're selling, and they're out there. So make sure you check those out following the service. Next weekend, annual men's retreat is happening. They still have some space for this. It's going to be Friday night, all day Saturday. Mark Adams is the keynote speaker for that, and he will be sharing Walk the Talk, which is be very inspirational, I'm sure. You do not have to be an attending member of the men's group. You are welcome to sign up and join for that. The registration pamphlets are out on the table. Just fill that out, and you can drop it in the door in the box on my door, and we'll get y'all set up for that. You may have noticed there's no November ongoers luncheon, and that's because it usually falls around Thanksgiving week. So they're planning a big party on Friday, December the 6th, here downstairs in Fellowship Hall. We're opening it up to anybody 55 and up. You do not have to be a regular ongoer participant, but we invite you all to come. It's going to be catered by Savali Thai, so there will be a little lunch fee for that, not any more than what you're going to pay when you go to Olive Garden or wherever y'all go, but it'll be wonderful. It'll be here. They're going to have a white elephant Christmas gift exchange. So if you want to go to that, there's a sign-up sheet. We need your email, and Mary can give you all of the instructions for that as it rolls around. Christmas community outreach is in full swing. We came in, the boxes were full of coats. That's so lovely. So they are collecting new and used coats and a whole list of other wonderful warm things for the holiday season. If you're not into shopping, it's not your thing, they're collecting money. You can do that on the push pay or in the box that they've got out on the table. So make sure you pick that up and are able to participate in that wonderful event. And it is the season of giving and gratitude. Our Thanksgiving Eve service coming up a week from Wednesday. And this is the heart of the season. We'll have the indoor labyrinth set up. You can come and walk that at 5:30. We're collecting used candles for that wonderful candlelit event. It's really beautiful, and I know you're going to want to be a part of it. Bring your used candles. We're collecting those, and bring pie, because we're going to eat pie after. You know, there's food involved with everything around here, right? So we're going to have pie. It's going to be a lovely evening, so plan to join us. And with that, I'm going to kick it to Michael Kerr, who also has a gratitude announcement.
Yeah, we were just so surprised and overwhelmed by the turnout, even just those who came for the talent show on October 25th. And we had, I don't even know how many acts, 15 or 16, some humor, and it was really a lot of fun. But the total of the gift was, I'm trying to remember, about $1,600 for the music team. We're so grateful for this community to come and to be a part of the music. The music department operates a little bit independently, but it was a huge gift and a real great support to us, and we were grateful.
And that obviously shows how grateful we are for all of you. Thank you.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, if this is your first time with us, we're so grateful you joined us this morning. It's a wonderful time to be here. We have a wonderful, safe, supportive, vibrant, fun-loving, active community, and we want you to be a part of it. If you did not receive a welcome packet when you came in the door this morning, our ushers have handfuls of those. You can raise your hand now. They would love to present you with one of these. There's lots of good information in there. There's also this neon card that's on the back. We would love for you to fill that out and leave it with us today. That'll get you on the mailing list, and that way you'll know about all these wonderful things that are coming up. There's a red rose. We'd love for you to stick that on your lapel or on your name tag, and we can give you a nice warm welcome following the service. And Coffee and Connection today is brought to you by the men's group. And so we'd love for you to join us. It's a wonderful, special time of being social together and having a great time getting to know each other. So come and join us after the service. Thanks so much.
All right, and we do want to welcome all of you who are here for the first time or the second time or the third time, just knowing that it's such an important time to find a community, to truly find a community. Wherever you are in your spiritual path, you're welcome here. I believe we are all on a sacred journey of evolving, whether we like it or not, and we don't get to control how that journey goes, whether you like it or not. I'm learning that one over and over again. I think we all are. And to be able to do it with like-minded people makes such a difference. So if the words that you hear here today work for you, or they remind you of a little bit of who you are, I'd invite you to become a part. One of the most important things we can do is gather together and say, and when we reach our lowest, have someone around us say, I know who you are. You're important to this world, and the reason you're here is to love, and I'm a part of that love and joining together. If these words don't work for you, that's okay. But I would encourage you to continue seeking and to find a place that reminds you of the truth of your being. So we're thrilled that you're here. It's a wonderful opportunity. And I want to take a moment and just share with you that this week, one of our community, no, it wasn't this week, it was several weeks ago, we found out about it just recently, Pat Krause. Do we have a picture of Pat Krause, our beautiful Pat Krause, who has been here for quite a while? We found out, and Dave, who was her partner, is in a care unit right now, recovering from a couple different things. And, you know, one of the things he said, she gave complete love. And I'm so glad right now she's not in pain. And that was just where he was. And so we just hold this light, recognizing her soul said yes to this life journey, said yes to this community for at least 20 years that I know of. And it said yes to finding ways to touch life. And hers, she loved bluegrass. And she would come no matter what. She would go around town and get Dave to drive her places. And he's like, you can't even walk over there. And she goes, I got a walker, I'm fine. And she'd go right in there. And, you know, so she teaches us. We all learn from these beautiful souls. And so we just say, we love you, we bless you, we behold the divine as you now. And we just love her. And so we are blessed. We're going to stand and sing.
In the name of love.
Okay, in the name of love, we're singing something.
Here we go. In the name of love, with the heart of grace, overflowing us, decorate this place. Next weekend. So it is above. May we always stand in the name of love. love. Let me always stand in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one. In the name of love. And when the day is done, we will sing this song all as one. In the name of love, in the name of love. 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 When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one. In the name of love. When the veil is done, we will sing this song all as one. In the name of love. When the veil is done, we will sing this song all as one. In the name of love. When the veil is gone, we will sing this song all as one. In the name of love. 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 In the name. In the name of love. In the name of love.
Oh, yes, and I just invite you to turn to those around you with a handshake, with a welcome, a namaste. I'm so glad you're here.
All right, here we go.
You guys, will you just say hi to that guy in the end of the row behind you? Hey, good morning. You guys were off on a trip again this week? Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. That's so good. That is fabulous. Part of what we have to do is celebrate life right where it is. All right. don't ever forget that we came to connect. In just a moment, we have this, am I on? In just a moment, we're going to have an opportunity to move into a time of meditation. Did I do something? Have I? Okay. In just a moment, we're going to have an opportunity to move into a time of meditation and a time of quieting. And the ability to remember that we are designed to sit in this silence. We are designed. Our cellular memory is one of love. That's what created us, this ground of being. You can call it the quantum field. You can call it infinite intelligence. It created us. And our ability to understand it and to allow it to move through us moves exponentially as we find times to sit in meditation, to sit in the silence. And so this small time, and Susie Ellen will share with you, is an opportunity to open to that inner knowing that we know that we know.
So this is life. This is hope. This is love, and this is God. Yes, this is life. This is hope. This is love. This is God.
So softly closing your eyes, or if they're already closed, just drifting down into perhaps the heart center, that place that so needs right now to be called forth. And each one of us is called forward just by being here today to be on that mission to share the love that we need and is so badly needed in this world, that we are the light. And together we can light up the whole space, the whole town, the whole country, the whole world. When light comes together, it bursts forth into constellations of loving joy. And that is the power that each one of us holds, that place of love. Whether it's open and loud or soft and quiet, we each are the love we've been looking for, and we each have that love to share. So in this time of quiet stillness, dropping down into the center of the heart, or just keeping the eyes softly closed and knowing and believing that you are the light, you are the love. Now keeping our eyes softly closed or just slightly open, or just sit in the softness and listen to that heart within us that knows that we have everything we need, that we are the light of the world. May we carry that this week as we give thanks. And so it is.
So this is love. This is hope.
This is hope.
This is love.
This is love.
This is God. This is love. This is hope. This is love. This is God. We are. Here we go. We are love. We are hope. We are love. We are God. We are love. We are hope. We are love. We are God. I am, and I am love. I am hope. I am love. Yes, I am God. I am love. I am hope. I am love. I am
All right, we got a song. I know y'all have been feeling lots of things over the last couple weeks. And this is a song, it's called a pocket song. So as I'm singing it, you grab it out of the air, you put it in your pocket, and you take it with you. Okay? And I encourage you, you'll learn the song no time at all. It's a pocket song, it's 3 lines. Okay? These guys are all gonna help me, and we're gonna do this. I encourage you to move as you want.
Deep down inside of me, I've got a fire going on. Deep down inside of me, I've got a fire going on. Part of me wants to sing about the light. Part of me wants to cry, cry, cry. Part of me wants to sing about the light. Part of me wants to cry, cry, cry. Deep down inside of me. Deep down inside of me.
I've got a fire going on.
I've got a fire.
Deep down inside of me.
Deep down inside of me.
I've got a fire going on.
I've got a fire. Part of me wants to sing about the light. Part of me wants to cry, cry, cry. Part of me wants to sing about the light. Part of me wants to cry, cry, cry. down inside of me. I've got a fire going on deep down inside of me. I've got a fire going on.
Good job, you guys.
Wow. Thank you, thank you. Deep down inside of me, I've got a fire going on. Anybody relate to that?
Yeah.
Anybody relate to that right now? This universe is saying, open up, find a larger way, and walk through this sacred journey. And what an interesting request that is. What an interesting request it is. There's a fire going on inside of me, and I want to know that truth and live from that truth, and I want to feel those feelings that are there and allow them to move through. And I want to do all of that. And that is an invitation to evolve. That is simply what it is and where we are from my belief. You know, we're here at Unity Spiritual Center of Portland, and we're going to look at some of the big T truths, because I believe when life as we know it, and we're using the idea of finding yourself in transition. And so life when we know it, as we find change, and there is an invitation for change right now. As we find change, then we get to decide what we do with it, and we can live in that truth. But I think sometimes we have to let other parts of us fall away. And I think it's a combination of both of those. It's holding the highest truth we know and then saying, what has to fall away here? What old ideas have to fall away here? And so what you hear this morning, you may not agree with all of it. The nice part is you don't have to. I'm not asking you to believe what I say. I'm not trying to say this is the dogma that Unity teaches, but I want to look honestly and truthfully with all of our hearts at where we are, because my experience is I don't want to do it again. You know, Michael Rice teaches a workshop, why is this happening to me again? And he said when we do this, in fact, we had him here, and I've told this story before, we had him here, and someone saw that it was snowing outside, and there were a few flakes, and everybody got up and left the church and went home because they had predicted. And he was from the Midwest, and he's like, Lisa, what is going on? I mean, I've never seen anything like it. And at least 2/3 of the church left because they had predicted a snowstorm that actually didn't happen. And he's never been back, which I'm not sure he will be. He just said, what is the worry? And we went out afterwards, and I sat here, and a few of us sat here, and just, you know, we just held that space, and we went outside in the garden. There was a little bit of white, and he said, wow, nobody really wanted to hear, why is this happening to me again, did they? And I said, well, sometime we're going to have to. And this week, I've just heard some of his ideas and his thoughts of why is this happening to me again? Because when it does, it means our soul has said yes to evolving. Our soul has said yes to something larger, and we haven't quite listened, which means usually we've gone and blamed somebody over there, and we've blamed somebody over there, and we've figured out why it's happening, and we get our beliefs set, and we're safe. We don't have to change. I believe right now we have to be open to a change at depth. And we have to find a willingness to be that change, and to find a vulnerability that says, whatever it is, I'm willing to work with it. I'm willing to know something more about myself and who we are. And so I want to talk some about the idea we're using the Exodus, and I did promise last week that we would actually do this, for finding yourself in transition. I think this is our 5th week. I've actually gotten a little confused on weeks right now. But it's finding yourself in transition and using life's changes for spiritual awakening. And I want to look at, he goes through, you know, the Exodus is a archetype for change. And many of us, if you grew up in a fundamental church, that isn't what it was at all. And it was telling you have to believe this way and you have to do this, and the people are only good if they follow God, and all these pieces. In Unity, we look at the metaphysical interpretation. What's a spiritual interpretation of one of these sacred stories? Because if you grew up in the United States, they're in your archetypes. They're in your world. And so the Exodus is when there's an ending, and the slaves left Egypt, which, by the way, Egypt is the land of the material. It's the land of the underhanded. And it's the courage to leave Egypt. Now, Egypt was a solution at one time. And as we look at capitalism and some of the things we get to learn from there, capitalism was a solution that became a problem, and it's not sustainable. And we all are realizing that. But this idea of leaving, and then the slaves left. And remember, it's all part of you. So the slaves are the thoughts. The people who were in bondage are your thoughts and your parts of yourself. And Moses went with them. Moses represents the awakening I am, the belief that you have a divine essence within you, and it's one of the key pieces that is a foundation for all of New Thought. We believe that there is a ground of being. You can call it God, you can call it infinite intelligence, you can call it whatever name you want, that created all of us, and that each of us is a hologram. We have that whole divine essence within us, and our job is to stop being slaves to where we were, and to ideas of I'm not enough, or they're not enough, or whatever the idea is that we've held on to, and move into a new beginning. Now, what's interesting is what happens in the wilderness. That's the void. It's when all of your life is turned upside down. Anybody been there in the last month? Anybody? We have 1, 2, 3 people. Okay, a few of us have. When our lives are turned upside down, and we may not feel like we know where that ground of being is, we move into what's called the void or the wilderness. And that wilderness, we get to look at what this is and where do we go. And I'm going to go into that in a moment, but I want to say this isn't just an old archetype. Ken Wilber, one of today's modern wisdom beings, he talks about this 3-step process of change. He sees it a little differently, so it might be easier if you don't want to hear about the Bible, I understand. And yet he has 3 different names for it. The first stage, what we were calling endings, and you have to leave, his first stage is information. We spend our lifetimes collecting information from the world around us about which we are, who we are. Anybody grow up with a type? I'm a female and I look and I'm this way and I'm this color. Anybody, a male, I'm this, I'm that. And then some of us have gone through this journey of, well, that's not really who I am, but society told me I was. So we collected all this information. I grew up in the United States. I'm this, I have that, I have privilege, I don't. We gathered all this information and we spend our lifetimes collecting information from the world around us. And then, that's the first stage. And it can be overall or it can be just in one subject. I mean, these can be different areas of your life. Then there comes a point when the information we have collected is not serving us. It is not sustainable, it does not work, and we do not know what to do. Now, that's the ending phase, but many times we just try to keep collecting information because that's what we've always done. Let me just figure out a little more. Let me just do this. Let me just do that. If I just do this, maybe I can stay where we are. And it's not working in the format that we have it. And so he said we go to a second stage, which is meta formation. Meta means beyond. Somewhere we must go beyond the information we've collected. There has to be something more, something deeper. We can do this in a small amount of time or a lifetime, depending on what it is. It takes as long as it takes for us to realize that the universe is loving us, supporting us, and we have to go beyond the information we've collected. That is a soul call to every being on this planet, I believe in this country, and I'm going to say in this space. Yeah. Every one of us, we have been called. And what do? The last stage is transformation. It's the new beginning. Simply by our going beyond the information we've collected, we go beyond where we were to a point where we are changed at depth. The form that we have taken is no longer the same. That is transformation. And he says the most important part is that middle part. It's where we have to go beyond what we know, the information we've collected. And there are times in our lives, and some of us in here, probably all of us at some time in our life, have been kicked in the gut. We've lost a child. We've lost a way of life. We've lost a spouse or who we thought we were. We've lost something. And we went to the floor. And then we had to rebuild and recreate the thoughts of who we were. You may have lost a religion. You may have lost a way of seeing. Right now, I believe if you live in the United States, you're being called to go beyond the information we have. But it's trying to figure out who has the right information and where do we go and how do we do it. But this is where we are. And so the desire to both learn what that means and then to be able to shed some of the old ideas and walk forward, allow us to create something larger. And it may come in stages. I don't know. But I know this. I don't want to say, why is this happening to me again? I believe that we are at a place where humanity is saying we can go beyond that. So what does that mean? In the wilderness, and I want to do some of this, what happens is everybody goes into the wilderness. And now that means it's all your ideas, your ego, yourself. There is a divine. And they start, almost immediately there's no water. The water is bitter. And they go back to Moses. They don't mess with Moses until something's really wrong and they're gonna die. And they go back and say, why did we trust you? Why did we come here? Why did we do this if we don't have what we need? And of course, they go to Moses, then finally Moses goes to God, and this is the movement that happens, and the water's cleaned, and they have something to drink. But first, they spend most of their journey murmuring. Now, when I was in ministerial school, they likened ministerial school to this Exodus. And they said, you can spend the whole time murmuring, and many of you will, but that will be the quality of your life for this period of time. Does anybody want to spend their journey murmuring? I hate this. I don't like this. I don't want this change. They did it. We can do that. And we could be right on one level. But that is a level we didn't come to live at. If we know that humanity has to find a larger way, then we've got to find a way. First of all, I'm not saying not to feel your feelings. We've got to feel them. We've got to be there. But we did not come to spend our whole lives angry and upset. And so I would invite you to start, first of all, opening to the realization that within you is a presence and a power that has the divine plan for the universe within it. That is your ground of being. You can call it God, but it's not something out there. There is a light in you, a divine wisdom in you, and it's time for us to both acknowledge it and then decide that that is the truth of our journey. And then begin making this walk. Now, they came, and then there's no food. And there was murmuring. There was lots of murmuring at that point. I'm hungry. I don't like this. There's no food when we don't have something that touches our heart, that reminds us of who we are and where we can go. And so in that journey, literally the murmuring and the anger, and of course they finally go to Moses and say, help us. And Moses goes to God, and then they have it. But they only have enough for the day. And if they try to collect more, it molds and rots. That means there's no surety that there's any for the next day. This is not a path where you can say, oh, good, I got the answer, let's walk. The wilderness is still the void. And it's the void that happens when life changes and we want to create something different. We want to evolve our ego, which I always heard ego means easing God out. It's the human part of us that's tried to control and make it in any way we had to. So these are some of the pieces. By the time that, it's 40 years. 40 in the Aramaic tradition means as long as it takes. Which, by the way, for Jesus in his wilderness, it was 40 days and 40 nights. This is 40 years. I'd rather choose the other. That means we better up. If you look at Moses, that's an awakening I am. Jesus finally said, I am a creation of God. And that same consciousness is in every being. It's not Jesus in our tradition, and you get to choose how you believe, was a way shower. A being who said, wait a minute, I got God in me. You've got God in you. The things I do, you'll do. Buddha said the same thing, by the way. There's a Buddha in you. These are universal spiritual principles. And so if your teaching taught you anything else, one of the things we can do is breathe and go back inside and find something larger. Now, right now, and this is where I may go into I'm going to finish the Exodus story. Then I'm going to go into something that you may or may not like, and I understand that. I'm okay with it. I listened to more messages last week of churches, CSLs, and Unities, and what they said. Some of them said nothing about the election. Some said things I couldn't believe. And I thought, boy, nobody talked about how you talk. Either you're way out there, or you're just doing I'm doing what I believe in my heart after probably 50 hours of prayer this week and sitting with this. I think we have to go further. We got to bring in some of the science. We got to bring in this stuff. So this journey in the wilderness, they get to where Moses goes up. He gets the 10 Commandments. But when he's there, all the people melt all their gold and everything that's worth anything, and they make a calf that they can worship. We can worship a lot of stuff. But can we acknowledge there's a presence and a power that will take us through? If not, we're going to find, as I told my class, I tried mint chocolate chip ice cream last week. The only difficulty is I'm allergic to dairy. I had 4 days of a headache so bad you wouldn't believe it, but I loved that ice cream. It's my favorite thing in the world. I also realized that's not a very effective system for getting out of the wilderness. But boy, was it we're in life, we're in this place. But I want to suggest something more. So if we're all in this place and we have a thing that says they did it wrong, I just want us to take a moment. Some of this came from a teacher I had, Ed Rabel, when he used to stand there and he said, you think they did it? And he'd say, what if they came as our highest angels? What if this lifetime, and this is mine, they said yes to that form? And you said yes to this form, and this form, and this form, and this form. And we all agreed that it's time to let go of maybe a society that was designed with patriarchy at its core. Maybe a society that had colonialism and had those from whether we want to acknowledge it or not, they're there. What's fascinating is the more I read about it, not belonging, not feeling acceptance, and power over versus power with is what we learn in those systems. And I thought, no, I grew up in Unity. I couldn't have learned those. If you chose a female body, you said yes this lifetime to evolving in this way. You said, let me help this society learn this way. If you chose a male body, you said yes to evolving in this way. If you chose LGBTQ, black, white, whatever we chose, what if, I'm just saying, what if every one of us chose that? And we came together right now as souls to say, can we collectively evolve? And we're either going to spend that time arguing with each other, or we're going to find a larger way, a larger understanding. And that means that I have to look at what do I need to unlearn in order to move forward. Because as a white female, I learned power over, which means we didn't actually learn real connection. as a male, as a white male. And Terry Real, I don't know how many of you know him, his work and his therapy is with, I want to share a little bit of this, because the other thing Ed Rabel used to say as the people who chose the hardest paths are the angels who came to help us. My father was a 3-time war veteran. He went through alcoholism to find the ability to connect with another being, because he had always been raised, you have to be tough. He was raised in Southern California, not in the Midwest, with what he thought were progressive ideas, and he said they weren't. They were white supremacy, white patriarchy, and I'm not, and he said, I think I said yes to the hardest thing I could do. But when he learned to open his heart and love, he healed the alcoholism. He healed, for him, it was smoking. He didn't want that anymore. He healed his life, and then he went back in with vets and began sharing what they could do to find that. Terry Real was asked to write something after this election. And he said, I have spent 40 years fought against and explicated the dreadful wages of patriarchy. And I want to say right now, I believe every male who has said yes to this lifetime is an angel who has agreed to shift and change in ways they may not ever understand, because hearts have to open. And this idea of something around us has to open. And he said, I spent my life working with men to say success is not it's not this glorious thing. Let me find out his words. He said, research is clear. We humans are designed for relationality. Infants reach for it. Humans reach for it. We have to have it. And somehow, men were not taught that. With the binary of patriarchy, intimacy itself is coded as feminine. And you're not allowed to do that. My dad said he felt like he was dying when he learned to open his heart. And he learned to open to something new. And I believe that if we say they're wrong, we're not supporting them in doing whatever they said yes to coming to do. And I'm not talking about men right now. I'm talking about every one of us, because white females did it underneath. The only thing they could own in that system were slaves. And they learned to be mean and not support each other. And I am not trying to say this to any one of us, but what if evolution is about that? What if it's larger than we understand? And Terry Real said what he learned was that men will learn to open their hearts when they can tie into it and find a loving heart. And he said for every one of us to get through this, we have to open our hearts, and we have to find the pieces that we are and join together. And so to begin saying, I chose this body, means I have to stop blaming those who chose another political party. They said this lifetime, I'm going to fight for this. I don't agree. I may not agree with it. You may. It doesn't matter. We're not fighting each other. We're saying, how does a system get started? And how do we go from power over to power with? I want us to look at this, and I want us to go into our hearts and say, Spirit, what would you have me do? The first thing we get to do is we get to pray. You have a foundation in you that is power. And power is spirit. I'm not talking about force. In Unity, one of the things we read was power versus force. Power is spirit, and it will take us where we need to go. Force is everything else, and you're seeing it right now. But do not allow your power, I'm talking about the power of God in you, to be shut down because of an election, because of a choice, or because of a hate of what someone else did. Instead, gather together. One of the things I've noticed about our men's group is that they have come together in a way where they are opening hearts. They are looking at each other, they're talking with each other, and they are going beyond a norm. And that takes courage. And men, I hope I haven't offended every one of you, but I don't know how else to talk about this. because women have tried to act like men. Do you know how many women are having heart attacks? I remember my dad saying, a heart attack is the closed heart that gave up trying to open. And he said, we have to be the ones that open. And women, we have to find out, who was I? What did I come as? We were just raised in it. But for societies to change, we have to stand in our belief. And so I'm going to invite you to go back to prayer. And prayer is done with intention. It's done with a knowing of the truth of who you are, of the foundation that is within you. One presence, one power, active in the universe and active within you. How in the world can we say what the outcome of this is going to be other than the fact we have said yes? We are those in that wilderness saying yes to a light and a love and a presence and a power. And if there's somebody in your life who you are furious at because of the choices they made, I'd invite you to say, I wonder what they came to learn, and oh my God, what does that mean about me? What have I come to learn? We came to shed the old and take on a new, that as humanity, we rise together. Thank you. That's where we are. And I have to say, one of my greatest gifts is walking with all of you. Just the opportunity for us as a community to do that. Okay, I didn't get taken off the stage. I really did. Yesterday, I watched for hours. I didn't come to the holiday market because I was like, I have to get this right. I can't say this stuff. Nobody else is talking about this. And life doesn't shut up in me. I don't know what to say. But it's not in others too. It's not in all of us as we gather together. We're all here for that reason, and we're gathering together. And so right now is an opportunity for generosity, for just a giving. There's a card in the back of your seat. I believe it's a white card that shows you if you'd like to give through your cell phone, or you can go onto our website, or any of the ways. We have people who also send around the basket. But the idea that we are one, and if anybody has ever told you you did not belong, that you are not worthy, now is the time to say, that's my evolution. I am more than this. And together we hold that space. So we're going to say our blessing, which is divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And we just say thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, I just wanted to mention that we've started our holiday giving. If you didn't receive a letter, there's letters out there just inviting you to make an offering above and beyond your regular giving. That our desire is to, honestly, to end the year in the black. That's our greatest desire, to know that as a community we continue to build this foundation and to move forward. So thank you.
Hey, we are making a new world now.
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
Yeah, we are. This is for all y'all. In case you didn't hear Lisa, you're going to hear it again.
That's right.
For years I would talk about how I wanted to change the world, but I always left it up someone else to do. But then I finally realized I needed to take a stand, and that by changing my thinking I could change my life, and that's how I could change the world. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love.
I am a stand for love.
Oh, let there be joy.
I am a stand for joy.
We are making a new world now. So let there
right, in just a minute, we're going to sing our youth up. However, they aren't up yet, so they will be soon. You know, I didn't finish Terry Real's story, and I just want to say what he said would save our world is for men to find relationships with others, to let others in, and for all of us to remember that we have to find that relationship of equality, of knowing that we are all one. And I believe that's the call for us right now, is to find people we understand and those we don't understand, and to connect with them and to recognize that they have in them, they've chosen a sacred journey. I've chosen a sacred journey. I may not understand any of it, but I can ask myself, what's my foundation and what do I let go of? In just a moment, we're going to sing our youth in. One of the things that's so interesting is, yes, they gather things, but they're born in a different place, in a different time, in a different level, with a different consciousness. And we can see the light that they are as we sing them in. I just invite you to encircle this aisle right here with absolute love, to know they are that love, that light, and their hearts feel it.
You are the star of the morning. You are heaven smiling at us. You're God's gift of tomorrow. Oh, how we love you. Oh, how we love you. You are the star of the morning. You are heaven smiling at us. You're God's gift of tomorrow. Oh, how we love you. Oh, how we love you. You are the star of the morning. You are heaven smiling at us. You're God's gift of tomorrow. Oh, how we love you. Oh, how we love you.
We'll talk. She's on a mission. Okay.
Hi, I am Alec. We did Pumpkins and Chains of Gratitude. We sung songs. Read a story about Dolly Parton. What was it called? The Coat of Many Colors. I love this place.
My name's Grant, and I went to camp last weekend.
Hello, everybody. We are YOUers. We're the high school age group. We are doing our wreath sale fundraiser. Woohoo! Yeah. So this is the last Sunday you can order your wreaths, and then pickup is on December 1st. And yeah, we're also selling T-shirts and lentil soup and cookie making kits and dog treats. So yeah, please support us.
All right. And is this the last week for the wreaths? Did you
This
just
is the
say?
last week for the wreaths, so make sure that you meet them at the desk back there in the corner. And then the rest of the things that we have for sale is the fundraiser for every age group has something out on the table. So that goes into the bank for camp. So this is our big yearly fundraiser deal. So thank you.
All right, and just remembering this is a local family-based business that makes these wreaths. They do last until May. I can attest to that because I have them around and they've been there forever. We also have another project going on that I want to remind you. We're in support of supporting our society. 3 black women who got together and said, what is the most we could do right now that could make a difference? And it is in North Portland, and they're asking for coats, gently used coats. Next week, I believe, is next week the last week? They are on sale, by the way, for $39 for adults and $29 for kids at Costco right now. But if you want to get new ones, you can also donate money. But it's another way that we can say we see you, we hold the light in you, as you, and through you, is through the giving that we're able to do with that. So we are going to stand as a community and hold that light.
Okay, here we go. And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all around. Let's walk with each other. Perfect harmony. Let this be my moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. Work each moment and live each moment in this eternal day. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Oh, we are so blessed. We are so blessed. And if you haven't taken time to thank any of the adults up here, please do. We're so grateful for their giving and their attention to our youth. We are going to say our unity prayer, and then we'll sing our youth out so they make it safely downstairs. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And the kids make it firm. Let's sing them out.
Thank you.